Hey guys, Kev here, and I have something interesting to show you. This is the Dark Designs Nexus Fidget Slider, and they reached out to me on email, and asked me to check this out. And I said, yeah, I'd like to check it out. It looks interesting. I went on their website. These are made out of, I believe, 5061 or 6061 aluminum, which is, I think high grade aluminum. They're like 50-60 bucks. I think it depends on if you customize it or not. And it's not just your standard up down spin ladder around slider, which there's nothing wrong with, but here's an example of something like that where it goes up, ladders down, free range of motion, right? We're all used to these types of sliders. This is from 3DC Printings, by the way. I love their products. You can get 20% off with, I believe it's Lefty20, might be LeftyEDC 20. But I think they make the best 3D printed fidgets in the game, and they use Ultim, which is pretty damn cool. Anyway, there's a link down below to that. And then there's track sliders like this here, Black Mirror, Space Capsule in titanium, which is on a track. It goes up and down, and that's it. It has this sort of brass, I guess, or bronze center so that the titanium doesn't stick. And it's actually pretty good. I quite like this piece. It is for sale if anybody's interested. I would probably sell it with this slip. So let me know if anybody's looking for one of these. Maybe $100 with the slip. Slip was not cheap, if I remember correctly. I would also sell my chill pill. I just haven't played with this at all. This is Zerk. This one's Zircuti, and that one's titanium. So not the cheapest setup here, but I would sell it. Let's say $150 for the whole thing. Anyway, sorry. It's not like those. It has some cool sort of features to it, and I quite like it, even though it doesn't do some of the things I really like about fidgets. So we're going to talk about this real quick. I'm going to show you the packaging and what I got with it. It came like this. They sent it to me just like any other customer, other than the fact that I didn't pay for it. They sent this to me to review, give feedback on, that kind of thing. It comes with all this confetti, and then the item is just in there underneath. But it's in a nice box, and I believe it was in a priority box of some kind. Came in this little pouch. So it was zipped up in this pouch, or tightened down in this pouch, and then in that confetti. And then it came with this card. This has a QR code and everything, so you can go to their website, their Instagram. They do have a 10% off your next purchase code, so I'm guessing this will work on anything. You guys can use thank you 10 if you decide to pick one up from this video. You can email them at info@darkdesigner.com. And I believe they are in the US. I do not know where these are made. Being that they're 50-60 bucks, I can't say they're made in the US. I think it came from the US. But it could be an overseas situation, and then they sell them. I don't know. If you watch this, if the person from Dark Design watches this, I would appreciate it if you let us know where the product is made. That is very important to many people, including myself. I would love to know. Orange LaCroix here. So we have the, I believe it's 6061 aluminum. And yeah, it's black. It's got this cool design on it, you can see. And then it has this pattern on this side. Why is that on there, right? Well, let's take a look inside. So inside, you have what looks like glass, but it's really just, I think it's just some kind of tape. Maybe like super thick Teflon tape, but it almost seems like plastic, like thick plastic or glass, but not sure exactly what it is. You have a bunch of magnets in here and a post. And then you have this square with 4 little squares inside of it, right? Kind of interesting. So what does that do? Well, when you are sliding, you can slide around those little squares and kind of like make your own patterns up. It's very interesting, very unique, you know. It just doesn't feel like every other slider I've handled. Now, my brain wants to go up and then flip it around, right? Like a ladder, but you can't do that with this, or you don't do that with this. And I will show you, you can remove that post. I haven't tried it yet, so we're gonna do that together. But you can just kind of like spin it around in there. It's relatively quiet. You know, if you put pressure down, it's not all that loud. If you let it kind of click around, it can be a little louder, right? But it's kind of up to you. I did notice the magnet strength kind of varies. Sometimes it feels really strong like that, and then other times it just kind of like comes right off. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Some of these may be reversed for whatever reason. I don't know. But yeah, it's also a larger size fidget, you know. If we look at the chill pill, you can see it's much larger than a chill pill. Here's that 3DC printed. I'd call this a standard size slider, right? This is like the size of, you know, a Compiform V3, a Lore series, or a Wrapped. You know, that those aren't the same size, but in that ballpark. And this is much bigger, right? So you're looking at a much larger size. Here's the here's this personalized slider I got from I think it's 3D Custom Shop, and that's bigger than it this way, but not, you know. And this is a big guy. This is a really big guy, in my opinion. But you can get that in any shape you want. Here's the keychain from 3DC Printings. You can see there, size-wise. And then here is the Compiform Laugh Now, Cry Later coin. You can see the difference here, right? Love this, by the way. So, if we actually measure it, instead of just sitting here showing you comparisons, we can talk about the actual length is 2.37 inches. You have 1.57 width, and you have 0.566 in terms of thickness. So it's a pretty big fidget. We can switch this over to millimeters for the Europeans or non-US folks. We have 60 millimeters. Oops. We have 40 millimeters. And we have roughly 15 millimeters. So hopefully that helps you guys out a little bit there on size. So I enjoy it. I mean, it clicks up and down. You can just go up and down if you want. It's not too loud when you do that. Now, I noticed that I don't have full control of when it's loud and when it's not. If I do this, relatively quiet. If I kind of let it like just rest, it's louder. So putting pressure makes it quieter, and letting it just do the work makes it louder. Here's a couple more I guess we could compare, since I have them here, as a Tri-Mushroom spinner. And last but not least, I can't go without showing you an NJT hand power coin. Best fidget in the world right there. Shout out to NJT. All right, so yeah, up, down, left, right. This is a fun one for me. I found it has a good click, and it's kind of satisfying because it's so wide, right? You get that, I don't know, you just get a good satisfaction from that. You can keep going if you want to do that, but down, of course, and then, you know, the up, down moves, you can just do that. I found myself just kind of dicking around with it, honestly, just kind of going like this, moving things around, like, it's kind of like no rhyme or reason kind of deal, but it works. If you guys have watched my channel long enough, if you watch the fidget stuff, you'll know normally stuff like this is very for me, right? But there's just something about the way they did this, the size, everything, it works very well for me. You can just spin it around like this. Now, I do want to try removing this. They said you can just use pliers, which we happen to have a set of Knipex pliers right here. And we can pull this guy out, apparently. Now, I don't know if it's going to go back in easy, but we're going to find out. Okay, so that did not go as intended. I saw a video where they said just pull it out. Just pull it out, Kev. It's coming. That's what she said. Just gotta give me a second. I'm trying not to pinch the shit out of it because I don't want it to not work again. Not having teeth wasn't the best idea. Let's try this way. Got it. All right, and then this, interestingly enough, just came off. It just pops around the magnets. Okay. That's kind of weird, but I guess it doesn't matter, right? It's kind of like a spacer almost. Okay, let's see what she does without it. So you're not going to get a normal slider effect here. You're really just going to be able to do this kind of stuff, right? You just get more free range of motion, which is what I expected. My initial take on this is no. You do not want to take that off. Let's see if I can get this off. Now I can't get it off again. I want to feel what it's like without it, if it would feel stronger. You know what I mean? They did a good job machining it there, though, since I can't get it off. I'd have to get something underneath, and I just can't. So let's try getting this back in. This is going to be hard, I think. So you can see I squished the shit out of this, but I had to, unfortunately. Oh, wait. Nope. See if I can get it to start in, and then we can kind of squeeze this back as we push. Put it on a flat surface, see if that helps. Yeah, I don't want to bend it too much. I think we got it in pretty good. So. Just don't know if having smushed it makes it harder for it to maneuver through those gaps, right? I can tell that that's the case almost. Or it's just not straight. Let's see. I'm not quite sure why they used whatever material they used to do the post. Maybe it's also just... No. There we go. It's pretty much back to the way it was. Yeah. All right. So that is the Nexus from Dark Designs. I like it. I like it. I do like it a bit less now that I messed with it because, I don't know. I guess it's $50. It's not like it's expensive, but that feels relatively cheap to me. And then this just popped off, and I don't know. I get it, but they did state in their FAQ that these parts do not wear out. They've extensively tested, and they do not wear out. So, I don't know. I mean, it is very light, you know. You're not doing a ton of damage to it, you know what I mean? Because the magnets are not that strong, which is how it needs to be to kind of, you know, go through all these channels. But, yeah, I don't know. Just seems like a cool little fidget. Might not be the best for on the go unless you left it in your truck, car, wherever. Just because of the size, I wouldn't want to carry this in my pocket. Although it's not heavy or anything. But, yeah, let me know what you guys think of this. Does this float your boat? I know it's for sure different than what I normally am interested in, so just curious what you guys think. And shout out to Dark Designs. Appreciate you sending this my way. Feedback. So if you wanted feedback, I would definitely somehow make this a screw. You know, you just make it some kind of screw, and then you can remove the screw, you know, and that's how you'd remove it. Or some other system. This is not ideal. You know, you grab it with pliers and it smushes, you know, and that's not great. And then this plate comes off, you know, when you do it. End of the world? I don't know. And then the magnets feel sort of weak. I mean, they feel good at times. Like, that feels pretty good. That feels pretty good. But anytime I'm, like, in here, they feel super weak, and it kind of just, like, falls apart half the time. You know, like, I'm not even touching it half the time, and it falls apart. So, stronger magnets would be nice, but I feel like it is a balance that you have to reach. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. And it's different. You know, it doesn't just do what every other fidget does. So, there you go. The Nexus. Love you guys. Hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. If you did decide you wanted to grab one of these, again, here's the links and the code and everything. You can just screenshot this and get to the website. Use thank you 10. So, hope you guys have a great day, and I will catch you later.